In the vast archive of images that document the Manson family, the crime scene photographs, the courtroom sketches, the mugshot, and the tabloid covers, there exists a separate, quieter body of work. Photographs taken not by law enforcement, not by journalists chasing a headline, but by someone who was simply present. Someone who looked at these young people and saw something the rest of the world had already stopped trying to see. Human faces. Joan Huntington came to the story through the world of film. She was an actress, appearing in productions throughout the 1960s. She moved in Hollywood circles at a moment when Hollywood and the counterculture were impossible to fully separate from each other. She was married to Lawrence Merrick, director, acting teacher, a man who first encountered Charles Manson at Spahn Ranch in July of 1969, just weeks before the murders, while filming another project entirely. That film, 1970's Black Angels, was about a black-white race war among bikers. How's that for irony? And in another stranger twist of fate, Sharon Tate had been a former student at Merrick's Academy of Dramatic Arts. But that chance encounter at Spahn Ranch set Merrick on a years-long journey to document the family and the world that produced them. Joan was part of that journey. The documentary they created together, simply titled Manson, was released in 1973. Directed by Merrick and Robert Hendrickson, Joan wrote the narration. She helped shape the story the film would tell. The production took 2.5 years to complete, edited down from 250,000 feet of footage at a cost of over $400,000. It was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Documentary. But the film is only part of what Joan left behind. What distinguishes the images associated with this period of the documentary's production is their quality of attention. These are not surveillance photographs. They are not evidence. They carry no apparent agenda beyond the act of looking carefully, closely, without judgment, at people the rest of the world had reduced to symbols of evil or symbols of lost innocence. The girls especially, photographed not as monsters nor as victims, but as young women existing in a particular light, in a particular place, at a particular moment that was already slipping away even as the shutter closed. The color is extraordinary, amber, warm, and slightly faded in the way that the late 1960s always looks in memory, as though the era itself was already becoming nostalgic in real time. The compositions are unhurried, intimate, without being intrusive. Many of these photographs were taken at Spahn Ranch before the September 1970 fire that destroyed property. Some were taken on the street during the sidewalk protests the girls staged leading up to the trials. And some were taken at Merrick's studio after the fire when the family was displaced. You can see that someone took their time with these photographs. Someone was paying attention when most people were rolling their eyes. Lawrence Merrick did not survive long after the film's release. He was shot and killed in Hollywood in January of 1977, a senseless act of violence by a man who had been stalking him. He was 50 years old. Joan outlived him by nearly half a century. She died on June 26, 2021, in Palm Springs, California. What she witnessed, what she documented, what she carried with her from those years at the ranch and on the streets of Los Angeles, we have only the images to suggest the answer. And the images suggest that she saw something true, something the headlines never quite managed to capture, something that looks in the right light, almost like compassion.